Okay, so today we're doing something very exciting, but I will go into detail in just 1 second. But first of all, let's have a look at the class
Dạ
rules.
vâng, sao cô?
So,
Vâng ạ.
now let's get started on our movie study. Now, for the next 2 weeks, we are going to be participating in a movie study. Now, you should have been sent a booklet and clips of this movie. Who can tell me which movie we are watching?
Nemo.
Very good. Well done.
Finding Nemo.
We are going to watch Finding Nemo. Now, most of you should have already watched it, but I need to ask, is there anyone who did not watch the movie? For we are going to watch the first clip of the movie because it's very important that we see the movie. Okay, and I'm going to share my screen with you. So you should now hear the movie. Okay, so we start off so they're at the drop-off. They get an anemone in the drop-off. That's where they live, okay? And they're very happy, playing and joking and running around. They look at all their babies. They've got 400 baby eggs waiting to hatch, and they can't wait to start their new family. Okay? So they're playing, and then they go outside, and they see the barracuda. Okay, now Coral, Nemo's mom, is looking at the baby's eggs. She's looking down, and Marlin says, no, 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 come back into the house, it's okay. But she does not listen. She is so protective of her babies that she jumps down to help them. Unfortunately, the barracuda is too strong. He hits Marlin, he gets knocked out, and when he wakes up, he finds that all the eggs are gone, and so is Coral. So he's very upset. But then suddenly, he looks down and he sees one egg. And this little egg turns out to be Nemo. Now this bit's quite important, so have a look. He's got one egg left. And when he turns him around, he sees this scratch. This scratch is because obviously there was an attack. The barracuda has tried to eat all the eggs but missed one. So Nemo, when he was just an egg, he was thrown around and he hurt his left fin. Okay, he hurt his left side. That's why Nemo has a smaller fin, and they call it his lucky fin because it was damaged when he was just a baby. And Marlin says to Nemo, I promise I will never let anything happen to you, okay? So he's very protective of his son. And then we skip forward, and like Simon said, it's his first day of school, he's very excited, and his dad is also excited for him. But his dad is also very nervous, okay? Oops. Okay, so he's on his first day of school. And we learn about Marlin. What we learn about Marlin is that he's very, very, very nervous. He's always saying, wait, 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 hold on, be careful, don't do this, don't do that. He's extremely protective of Nemo. Then when we get to school, we meet Bob, Ted, and Bill. Bob, Ted, and Bill are Nemo's classmates' dads, okay? So we meet them, and then we meet Nemo's classmates. So let's have a look at Nemo's classmates. So we meet Sheldon, Tad, and Pearl. So these are Nemo's classmates, and they're friendly and talkative with Nemo. They're a bit curious about him and his lucky fin. Then the kids go on and they meet Mr. Ray. Mr. Ray is a type of stingray. He's actually an eagle ray, and Mr. Ray is a really fun teacher. He's always singing and joking with the kids. He's very energetic. He's a science teacher, and you can hear him singing. Okay, so he's asking a science question. This shows us that he is a science teacher. So Nemo gets on board and they all go exploring, okay? However, Marlin finds out where they're going. They're going to the drop-off. Now, the drop-off is where Coral was eaten by a barracuda. That's where they first lived. So Marlin is not happy that they are going there. He is so worried that something bad will happen to Nemo. So when he finds out, he gets really angry. Look. The drop-off? So he gets very, very angry and he goes after Nemo, okay? Then when they get to the drop-off, the three friends, Sheldon, Pearl, and Tad, they joke around and tease each other about swimming out to the boat. They say, look at me, I'm going out to the boat. I'm not scared. So they're teasing each other. Then Marlin comes along and finds Nemo and says, oh, you were going to swim out there. He gets very, very angry and he embarrasses Nemo. He says, you can't swim well. You don't have a good fin. He's yelling at Nemo because he's worried. See, and he always says, you can't do anything, Nemo. You can't swim well. You can't do this. This really annoys Nemo. And he says, I hate you. Nemo turns around to his own dad and says, I hate you. This is a horrible thing to say, but Nemo is just so angry about how his dad has embarrassed him. Then Nemo feels so angry, he wants to annoy his dad. He wants to prove a point. So what he does is he swims out to the boat. He goes up to the boat. He's swimming up and up. As you can see, his dad is saying, get back here now, because it's very, very dangerous. But Nemo doesn't listen. He gets to the boat. He gets his fin. If you put one fin on that boat, are you listening to me? Don't touch the boat. Nemo! So his dad's saying, if you put one fin on that boat, don't you dare touch the boat. And Nemo gets his fin and touches the boat. So he's really being naughty here. He's doing everything his dad says not to do. Then he starts to swim back and something awful happens. A human scuba diver comes down and finds them. Uh-oh. The human takes a picture with the flash on the camera. The flash on the camera is very bad for fish. It really hurts their brain. It's so bright, it confuses them, so they can't see anything like this. It's all fuzzy. Okay, so then Marlin's really scared. He swims after his son, but it's too late. The fan on the boat goes on. The engine starts and the bubbles blow him away. So that's really not good. And that was the first part of the movie. That's all that we're going to be learning about for the next 2 days. Let's move back to our PowerPoint. So what are we doing in our movie study? Well, we're going to watch the movie. Hopefully you can do that at home and it won't be lagged, so that when we do have our lesson, we can just focus on the PowerPoint. So in this movie study, we are going to learn about story structures and settings. We're going to learn about character traits, character relationships. We're going to discuss the causes and effects in the movie, and we're going to learn about the life lessons in the movie. So you should all have this movie study notebook emailed to you, and I'm hoping that your parents, if they have not printed it out, will be able to print it out today, maybe in work. Okay, so we're going to work from this booklet. All your homeworks, all of the worksheets, they're going to be in this booklet. Let's have a look. So this is the movie poster for Finding Nemo. The genre is animation. Animation means that it is being created and drawn by artists. It's a comedy, family, adventure film. So it's a lot of different types of genres. It's funny, it's suitable for families to watch, and it's an adventure. It's very adventurous. They go on a journey to find out something. The producers are Walt Disney and Pixar Animations. The director is Andrew Stanton and Lee Unkrich. So these two men are the people who were behind the whole movie. They were telling everyone, do this, do that, draw it like this, change this. They created the movie and directed it. And it was made in 2003. So it's quite old. It's almost 17 years old. Okay, so part one is Under the Sea. What happened in this part? Who can tell me about the 15 minutes that we just watched? What happened? It started off with Marlin and Coral, Nemo's mom and dad. What happened to Coral? Hun.
Coral is eaten by an
Barracuda.
barracuda,
Good girl.
and all the fish, over 400 of them, have eaten this coral too. Only one egg have a little bit broken.
Very
So,
good. Well done.
Martin named that egg is Nemo.
Very good. Well done. Now let's have a look, guys. Let's have a look at the story structure. How do we structure a story? When the writers were writing Finding Nemo, what did they think about? Well, fiction stories follow a plan. Each story tells who it is about. That is the characters, where it happens, which is the setting, and what happens in the story, and that is the plot. So a story structure has characters, setting, and the plot, and that's what we're going to learn about. So in the beginning of a story, we introduce the characters and the setting. In the middle of the story, the characters must face a problem. This is the climax. This is what gets readers and watchers very interested in the movie. It's what makes you feel like you don't want to turn the movie off and start doing something else. Then, at the end of the story, the characters find a way to solve their problem. This makes it a happy film and it makes you feel good after you've watched it. Now, usually writers would follow something like this, the story mountain. In the beginning, we introduce the characters and the setting. So we're just starting off on our climb. As we get rising, it develops the plot. This means a problem or a conflict arises. So it's gripping the viewer. Then we have the climax. The problem reaches a high point. It's a lot of suspense and lots of action. We want to know what's going to happen. Then, as we descend the mountain, we have our falling action. The problem is getting sorted and it's less action, but we're trying to keep it engaged. Then we have the resolution. The problem is finally solved, making the ending interesting and usually a happy ending. Now, the setting is where the story takes place. Where does Finding Nemo take place? Trixie, where does Finding Nemo take place?
Finding Nemo took place in the sea.
Very good, in the sea, well done. Can anyone tell me what country Finding Nemo takes place in? Okay, Pat, go ahead.
I think it is Cindy.
Sydney, very good. So Sydney is a type of city, and you're right. Do you know what country Sydney is in? Go ahead, Trixie. What country? Sorry, yeah, what country is Sydney in?
Australia.
Good girl, well done. Oops. Sydney is in Australia. So where Finding Nemo takes place is in Australia, and mainly the Great Barrier Reef. So the Great Barrier Reef is a part of northern Australia that looks like this, and it's got lots and lots and lots of ecosystems. It's got lots of coral, which is what we were just looking at. Okay. Yes, Winter.
I think the Great Barrier Reef is the biggest coral reef.
You are exactly right. Well done, Winter. The Great Barrier Reef is the largest area of coral reef that we have in the world. So there are many, many different types of fish living in here and many different types of plants and species. Well done. So that's where the movie Finding Nemo is mainly set. Well done. There are lots of different types of setting. Now let's have a look at the characters. Characters are the people or animals in a story. A main character is the most important character in the story. Who are the two main characters in Finding Nemo? Who do you think are the two main characters in Finding Nemo? Who is the movie mainly about? Kimmy.
Marlin and Nemo.
Good girl. Marlin and Nemo. Oops. Marlin and Nemo. Well done. It's mainly about Marlin and Nemo. They are the two main characters. Now, guys, in your notebooks, I want you to fill in the character names. So if you have your notebook with you, please open it to this page. Open it to the characters page, and I want to go through it together. We're going to write down all the characters' names. Okay, so who is this? Everyone shout it out. Who is this?
Carol.
Coral. Coral, well done. This is Coral. So this is Nemo's mom. So Coral is Coral. Number 2 is who? Everyone shout it out. Who is this?
Marlin.
Marlin. Very good. So everyone write that down. Marlin. That's Marlin. Now, what we're going to do for homework tomorrow is we're going to learn about character traits tomorrow. So what I want you to do today is I want you to turn to page number 11 in your notebook. So it should look like this. Characteristics board. Match the character name with the image and write at least
Mẹ ơi,
one
hôm nay mẹ in cho
adjective
con
to tell you the
cái
first
bài tập nhé.
impression of that character.
Lucy.
So what I want you to do is you turn to page 11. This is your homework. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to draw a line from the name to the character picture. You can use the character picture box that we just filled out on page 5 or 6. Then I want you to pick one adjective that helps you understand what this character is like. There is a word bank on the next page, like this, that says adventurous, aggressive, ambitious, annoying, brave. It's got many, many, many adjectives to help you. I would prefer it if you try to write an adjective without looking at this box, but if you need to use this box to help you, it's on the next page. So that's what I want you to do for homework. Okay, guys, so that's us running out of time for today. So thank you for joining in. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, so everyone make sure that you do your homework, and I will see you tomorrow bright and early for more Finding Nemo fun.
I have corner.
Bye-bye. Take care.